That wasn't good. See that video glitch up there up top? Welcome to Tetris Tuesdays at 10. I do these all from my garage. Oh, this is... Don't love that. Dare I unplug the camera and plug it back in? Has that ever helped? Why? Why the moment I hit go? I haven't seen it flickering. Anyway. Uplake in the chat already, letting us know that Hurricane Melissa has made landfall in Jamaica. Heart goes out. You guys stay safe out there, obviously. Well, should have seen that coming. Oh boy, look at that. Yes. Okay, we're unplugging and plugging back in here. Stand by. I think it's my hub, if I had to guess. I'm running the capture card through it, which is just a cam link at this point. Wow, it's not coming back at all. Did the cam link just die? Oh no. Something's going on with it because it's one of those things where if you jiggle it, now it works. The worst type of thing, when you jiggle it, it works. Now I just have to try and not jiggle it. So we'll see how this goes. Uplake, you could still hear me. Okay, that's good. Try plugging your camera into a USB port on your PC and said, yeah, I should be doing this directly. Problem is, when you work off a Mac, right, they only give you 3 really, okay, this isn't a problem. Again, I do this all from my garage, but my key lights, the thing that's casting light onto my face, which is luckily enough because I stream with the A7S III here, which is a beautifully capable low light camera. It's just the white from my monitor screens. Like I bring up a white web page and that's pretty much the light on my face. Which I do like how it turns out, because I think if I had a normal, like I have a fill light, I guess technically bouncing off the wall over there, but if I put that anywhere near here, it's way too high. This is what you guys come here for too, right? So I have my monitors plugged into my computer as well. There's a better solution. I know there is, but I don't have it at the moment. I'll work on it. I will, especially if that keeps happening, which I think we're good so far. I have it sit at the right angle, so we'll call it good for now. Uplake in the chat, nice Lego sets. Thank you. Have worked, I guess, long and hard on those, actually. I try to stream them when I do them, so you'll find a few in the back catalog there, but whenever we finish, I put it up in the background, and it makes part of the set. So I like having a living, breathing background to every video in a way. All right, so would you like to hear about a Tetris? I hope so. This is all fun. You know, hey, it's all fair game. That's why these are live. We talk to each other. But I do want to tell you about a special Tetris. I didn't know how special it was. I knew, and I've told you guys previously last week that we were going to be doing Tetris for the WonderSwan color. I did not know, I will admit, that, or had found out and forgot somewhere along the way. It does sound like a trivia that you hear every 3 to 4 years and learn it again and like, oh, I didn't know that. But the WonderSwan period, I guess technically including the WonderSwan color in that it is an iteration on the WonderSwan, was produced in conjunction with, make sure I get the laboratory right, the Koto laboratory, which was Gunpei Yokoi's laboratory after he went solo when he created the Game Boy for Nintendo, and then the Virtual Boy for Nintendo, and I don't think was ousted because of that quote-unquote failure, because it was an uphill battle for him the whole time anyways, and by many accounts did a lot with very little, which was kind of his thing. But when he went solo after that, he developed the WonderSwan in conjunction with Bandai Namco. Was it Bandai Namco at the time, or was it just Bandai? I forget when the switch, I think it was just Bandai, yeah, hadn't yet merged. which they were no stranger to hardware, actually, yet either. They made the Intellivision in Japan, and I guess their big, in fact, I know their big success, hardware speaking, was the Tamagotchi. That was them, and I still think about the Tamagotchi from here and there. Uplake in the chat still, Hurricane Melissa is the strongest storm in history. Now may God be with the Jamaican people. Wow, really? I didn't know. I mean, I'm pretty unplugged over here. I just heard about Hurricane Melissa 2 days ago, maybe. So, wow. The NOAA plane had to turn around. Yeah, stay safe out there. Good gosh, what a world we live in, you know? We listen to our podcasts and watch our TV shows while stuff like this goes on elsewhere. It always makes for a weird kind of marriage, but I guess that's also life in a way. We play our Tetrises while the world goes crazy. So yes, the WonderSwan was an invention of Gunpei Yokoi in some respect at least, or his company. And by all accounts, is a solid piece of tech, even though it didn't, and I didn't get this. I knew it didn't like succeed necessarily, but I guess, number one, it was quite the market at the time. It was competing against Nintendo's Game Boy Color and SNK's Neo Geo Pocket Color. So it was kind of a post-Game Boy world, in that thing showed up, set the world on fire, and then it became kind of a race, as it were, between companies. And the Game Boy Color and the Neo Geo Pocket Color also, like, nothing to flinch at. These were all like pretty legit devices that had to compete against one another. And I think probably the games, or just the foothold that Nintendo had, probably, you know, everybody would have been waiting for the next thing from Nintendo at this point, which was going to be the Game Boy Advance, and which was kind of the thing that really put a nail in the WonderSwan's coffin amongst the others. A couple fun facts. They chose the name of it, quote, to highlight its aesthetics and technical capabilities, because the swan is recognized as an elegant bird with powerful legs that aid its graceful swimming. That sounds like a translation, but not inaccurate. In 2000, Bandai signed an agreement with Mattel to bring the handheld to North America. By the way, this never came to North America, so we're going to be playing a Japanese game today. But ultimately decided against a Western release, even though it says no specific reason was stated. I think maybe the writing was on the wall even by that time, but they didn't give up in Japan. This thing kept going until I think 2003 was when they officially stopped producing it. The WonderSwan launched itself in '99. The WonderSwan Color came in 2000, which was what we're going to be emulating by way of our Xbox Series S. Oh, Gunler in the chat too. Finally have a Tuesday off. That's the way to do it, Gunler. This is why you get Tuesdays off. This is why I get Tuesdays off. So I can work. I could do the real business, that's why. And the Swan Crystal came out in 2002, which was basically a WonderSwan Color, like fancied up with semi-newer, probably also cheaper. You know, that's the way hardware goes, is eventually you can get kind of at least as good or somewhat better stuff for cheaper. So they do a refresh, so they're not taking a loss so hard on the hardware. I don't know if handhelds operate in necessarily the exact same way as bigger consoles, but I would bet they eventually like clawed their way to an 8%, I think, market share is what it was, which is, again, no small feat. Like, I don't feel like this is a failed console really in any way. I just think they made all of the inroads they could against Nintendo, and at some point, you know, if let's see, 3.5 million units combined between all of those, but they are all, like the WonderSwan sold 1.55, the WonderSwan Color sold 1.1, And then the Swan Crystal only got 850-ish thousand units. So I think they could tell that, you know, it wasn't going to happen. And again, after the Game Boy Advance came out, that was kind of it. But the Tetris that did come out on the WonderSwan, oh, by the way, here it is. Get a look at this guy. The Tetris that did come out on the WonderSwan Color was actually the first kind of modern Tetris for a handheld. And in Japan, it was the first Tetris guideline compatible game in Japan, because I guess it came out 8 days earlier than the Game Boy Advance version of Tetris Worlds, which I've already done a stream on. So I guess I'm doing these slightly out of order. Didn't realize that, but we'll live. And lately I've been liking to show kind of commercials or promotional materials on these things when they pop up. I couldn't find an actual commercial, but I found a promo video that might be just as entertaining. So here, check this out. This would have come out like early 2000s, right? Or maybe 99. Calm down for a second. It's like something that would be running like at a trade show or something. It's totally a promo video. This wasn't like something that aired on TV as a commercial or anything. Wow! This is not me making fun of it. I just unironically enjoy it. And that was that sound at the end, I guess, was the sound that the thing made when it came on. So fun, right? And last but not least, this is kind of new for the show. I found out that the Wayback Machine actually works on this website. So now that we're in the 2002s, I guess, the Wayback Machine's a little bit more, obviously this website isn't up anymore. It's a little bit more reliable. So here's what the website looked like for Tetris for the WonderSwan, which was developed by Vanguard Works. Here, this is maybe the current website, like what they've become and what games they're currently working on. I can't, number one, I can't read most of it, but I tried to dig around and I couldn't find Tetris for the WonderSwan, so they're either not claiming that or this isn't actually the company. But it was Vanguard Works, like it says. And there's the little authentic Tetris game symbol that would come, the little seal of approval that would come with games that were approved by the Tetris company, even though this wasn't developed by BPS or the company. That was Gunler in the chat. That was Supersonic 90s. Yep. If it came out in the 2000s, it was produced by somebody in the 90s. Right. So anyways, thought that was fun. 2 little facts there. So maybe that's enough little facts there. In fact, maybe we just play the game. Are you ready? So the thing about the WonderSwan Color, let me put that back up for a second, which was actually pretty cool. See all these controls here on the left? Like you could actually rotate the thing and play it in portrait mode, I guess. I don't know if they called it portrait mode back then, but you know, it's what we would call on our phones portrait mode. So Tetris was actually a game that took advantage of that. And the emulator I'm going to use, I think I'll have to switch it to vertical, so it might look a little funky for a second. But it also, for that reason, has some kind of strange controls about it, because you could use these at once. So it has something called diagonal drop, which allows DAS, what does that exactly stand for before I make a fool of myself? Delayed auto shift, right? Delayed auto shift or auto repeat, right? Okay, so that's the thing where you hold it down and it'll move, you know, quickly. You could hold both directions at the same time, since both of those control schemes would be active. So you could do something called diagonal drop, which allowed it to, oh no, I'm sorry, this didn't have to do with using both controls, but if you did continue to hold down the button, the auto shift could be preserved between pieces so long as the direction remains held when hard dropping. So if I hold the button to the left and then hard drop something, it should do something called diagonal drop. I'm going to try it. I don't know what that's going to look like, but it's new for Tetris, for me. So whatever, let's get to it, right? There we go. Okay. Oh, and it's because it uses the portrait mode, it's pretty small, so I'm going to stay largely in the frame here. Check out the options real quick. Apparently you can change how many next pieces are coming at you. Let's keep it on 3 because as far as I know, score-wise, oh, this does do some interesting scoring things, but it doesn't matter if I have next piece on or not. Ghost piece, we'll see. I feel like some implementations I'm into it, some I'm not. Hold, I'm definitely going to keep on because I'm very much enjoying that in the modern Tetris sense. What would BGM be, do you think? Background music? We'll want to keep that on too because, as you can already hear, pretty good. SE. You got me. Let's leave it on. Ranking, sure. What is that, so I can view it, or? Oh, okay, yeah. Obviously haven't cracked that yet, so, okay, cool. And I don't have, the WonderSwan, actually, one of the funny things about it is that you could, it had an addition to it that was an IR sensor, so instead of even having a link cable, you could, like, IR play against people, which is kind of neat. Gunler in the chat, have you played Retro Classics on Game Pass? It's poverty, but kind of addicting. I think I've seen it, especially if it's been on sale. I feel like during the last sale, I probably combed through and saw it and thought about it for a second. I'll have to go back and look. I feel like there was like one thing about it where I was like, maybe not. I might already own most of the games it had, is usually the thing with the classic collections. Oh, and here's the interesting scoring thing that I can tell you before I actually start scoring. Back-to-back Tetrises have a bonus for total lines, but no bonus for the score. So when we play 40 lines mode, we can actually end it quicker because a back-to-back Tetris will count as 12 line clears instead of just an additional 4. A Tetris line clear, in fact, counts for 8, and a triple counts for 5, and a double counts for 3. So the only thing that's like legit is a single counts for as 1. So that was an interesting way to go about that, but I feel like would probably add some fun to the 40 lines mode when we get to it. We're going to start off a marathon. It uses a variable goal system with the number of lines required to advance a level being level times 5, and the maximum level is 15. So that's different as well. It's not just a new level every 10 lines. And I think that's most of the interesting things about this. Oh, no, it actually uses a 7+1 bag randomizer. So that was a big thing. Once we get into modern Tetris, it uses the 7 bag where it puts all the Tetris pieces. It's been a while since I explained 7 bag, right? You put all the Tetris pieces into a bag and it's pulling one out at random until the bag is empty, and then it starts all over. So you can kind of count and know what your chances are of getting pieces at a certain time. I can't, but you could. But apparently what this does, and doesn't say necessarily why or where this came about, the first time hearing about it, although I think I have heard of an 8 bag before, I just never knew if this was the tack they were taking. But it will add a duplicate of one randomly selected piece to the bag. So you actually have a bag size of 8, and then it's pulling from that. So I guess that means that if it duplicates the eyepiece, and the eyepiece is the first that I pull out of the next bag, we could get 3 eyepieces in a row. So I guess that's something. I shouldn't necessarily see that and think, oh, this is not the 7 bag. Actually, I should hold that. I can hold! This music sounds incredibly familiar. Is this Tetris? Anybody? Where's Shy when you need him? Also, this feels a little sluggish. I think I should not be playing these off of my streaming monitor. Problem is, because like I mentioned, since I'm using the light from my monitor screens, if I run this into one of the screens, then it looks a little dark. So maybe I should redo a few things on this set. Oh yeah, see, that was... That's what happens when there's a slight lag. It's gonna get real ugly when things start speeding up too. Oh, getting a phone call. Look at that. From my daughter. Sorry, daughter. Tetris calls. Hope it wasn't an emergency. She's at school. What's the worst that could be happening? She also forgets to bring something to school fairly often, so. Tell you what, when I... Okay, dang it. Can I pause this? I can pause it. Ooh, look at that pause screen, too. I'm glad I paused it. Hold on. Let's see what the young lady needs. I'll keep you up to date. Working, what's going on? She says, hey, can you bring me a blanket at like 11:30? I can do that. Disaster averted. Gunler in the chat, I've been in a weird gaming mood, been playing Pac-Man Chomp games and snooker. That doesn't sound like a weird gaming mood to me at all. I mean, I don't know what snooker is. Let's hold that. So you might have to help me out on snooker, but nothing wrong with a good Pac-Man. Oh. The only weird thing about the hold piece is that it's on the Y button on this controller for some reason. Not sure how that matches up to whatever the Wonder... Oh, I wonder if this, since this is Guideline Tetris, can I infinite spin? I feel like I've heard of snooker, but it's not a video game. Is that right? Okay, here we go. Try an infinite spin. Yeah! We've got some Guideline Tetris here. How long does it let me go? A very long time. Shy back! Hey, Shy, we were just talking about you. I think I saw you ask if this was some sort of Java Tetris. I will check the chat in a second. But it's not. This is, I mean, I guess I don't know for sure that it's not. But I think the WonderSwan did not use Java. but it does have that feel, doesn't it? This music is from a Tetris we've played before. I think it's Tetris. Like, I think that's the name of the music. Except I couldn't choose it. Usually when Tetris has been available, it's given us the option of choosing it. Nope, there we go. Also, the sound of these pieces landing is like violent. Not sure what's going on. Oh, now we're speeding up. Yeah, I should be looking directly at this. A little bit too much of a delay going on. I just mean I should be running the out on the video card into something rather than... Nope. Yeah. Wasn't any better. Oh, that's just the same. No, I just realized doesn't care if I'm making combos either, actually. Alright, let's catch up with the chat here. What is this? Some Java phone. Yeah, yep, okay. Glad I caught that. Definitely looks like it. Bring her a Snuggie for the meme. You know, she has a Snuggie, Gunler. She's the coldest person I know. Does anybody know a girl that's cold? I know a few. She lives in that Snuggie. She sleeps in it. Can you imagine sleeping in a Snuggie? I run hot, so maybe that's my problem. Good gosh, I'm like, I sleep in like a single sheet. She's like in a Snuggie with like 3 layers of clothes. It's insane. Shy, I've been in Half-Life 2 mods again. Uh-oh. No, that's where you were last week. I gotcha. Snooker is one of those game types, pool games. Ah, okay, yeah, that does. Now I have heard about it. Gotcha. And I am familiar with 9-ball. Snooker is some kind of billiards game. Okay. I'm more in 8-ball. Yeah, 8-ball is the big one here. I used to play 8-ball, and we used to go back between 8 and 9-ball. We didn't really know any other games besides that growing up. Tetris games on Java phones were a lot more bare bones than this. Yeah, those are all the ones I've had a hard time. I'm pretty sure all the Gmod games that I just like blew by, those are all Java games that nobody's done the work to figure out that I could see, in fact, easily to get those up and running. You think since it's Java, they would be, right? I don't know. Maybe I should look at that again. Also got an M3 rank in TGM3 Master. No way. Good gosh. M3 finish. Only 5 cools. 5 cools? I'm not sure I know what that means. But if you got an M3 rank, so you're a Tetris. You're a Tetris master. Yeah, it's confirmed. No regrets. The speed really got to me, but I managed to live. I can't even sleep with socks on, Gunler. Yeah, right? Right? Telling you. She must get it from my wife, obviously. Because she's the one putting blankets on the bed. I'm the one kicking them off. Like a little child. There we go. Okay. So the delay might not be too much of an issue. Oh, let's see if I can rotate. Oh, nice! We can. Wait, what's that called when I do the L rotate right there? Shy? That's got a name, right? L spin? That doesn't seem right. We might stand a chance since we have infinite rotate here. And hold, if I can remember to use it. Oh, that's... No, oh, okay. Oh, no. That's what am I looking at? That? Nope, that doesn't work either. Okay, well. Oh, this is falling apart quick over here. It's okay, we'll get it back. Nope, dang it. I keep trying to use the bumper to hold the piece, and that's not helping me. Because that's what it would be. Did it again. Oh yeah, I gotta try this diagonal drop here in a second. Actually, I probably shouldn't try it. Well, okay, that was bad. I will try diagonal drop on the next game. This one we'll see how far I can actually go. No! Oh, come on. It locks a little quicker than I'm expecting. Again, I'm used to a lot of, No, okay. Lock? Thank you. You're not gonna lock, are you? I'm used to all of the... Shoot. Lock settings on Tetris. Nope, nope, nope. Ew, boy. Uh-oh, that might have killed me. It did not. Okay, good. On Tetris 99, which is what I kind of play in my off time. So I expect the piece to stay unlocked for the amount of time that it stays unlocked on a Tetris 99 game, and it's not happening, I'm noticing. Alright, we're coming back. And there we are. Not what I meant to do with that, but... Oop, you just sped up. Oh boy. Let's just put that there. I think we got a decent chance with infinite spin. I could just sit here and cheese my way to level 15 is where it ends. But it's not like real 15, it's because of the weird way the thing works, right? So it's not just 150 lines, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, here we go. Here we go. This is something. I should have kept that, actually. Oh, and there is a 1 million point bonus for getting an all clear, which I'm not going to get. Which I've only ever got once in the history of this show, and it was when Shy and I were playing against each other. No, that was not where I was going with that. Oh, there we go. No, that locked in a little quicker than I was expecting. Oh, that was not... What is happening? Oh, get in there. Oh, look at that. What was that? Keep going. Keep going. Go over there. Nope, not going to do it. Okay, fine. That was a T-crawl. That's what that was, right? Not what I'm trying to do here. Wow. There's a combo for you. Nope, not really. Aw, dang it, I tried to switch. Might as well. Get over there. There we go. Oh, there it is. 3 lines in a row. We did it. So that's what you can do with the 8-bag system here. Like how I got really excited about that for a second. Yeah. Oh, I'm just gonna be constantly pulling myself out of a hole in this one. Ooh, let's go over there. Can you go over there? Can you? Can you? Can you? No. Oh, that one either. Oh, no, don't do that. Okay, there. Actually, let's do this. There we go. Actually, yeah, let's do that. Here we go. Can I go over there? Nope. Jamming on the bumper. Still trying to force that. Oh, that's not what I was doing. Now was it? Let's see, I can save it. There we go. What are you doing? Okay, I'm trying to hard drop and it's got like a little delay on it or something. That was not. Okay. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Wait, nope. Nope. Go over there. Nope, not gonna do it. Jeez. Managed chaos again. Nope, not even close to where I was going with that. Get the hold on. Okay, you're right. Here we go. Here we go. No. Gosh, stop. Oh, why'd I do that? Trying to go over there with that. Thank you. There we go. sure what was going on there. Or there. All right. Sorry, chat. Oh my gosh. A section cool in TGM3 appears when you get to level 70 or 80 of any section within a set amount of time. Oh, that's right. Yeah, because there are time constraints on what rank you get, right? It increments your rank by 1 and increases the speed by 100 levels on the next section. Sounds like something I would be avoiding. A regret appears when you're too slow in a section. Oh, a regret is an actual thing in the game. Okay. Thought you were just saying you generally didn't have any regrets, which I thought was commendable. When you're too slow in a section and it decreases your rank by 1. Section cools actively make the game harder and rewards you with a better grade. It's also one of the reasons why TGM3 Master Mode is my favorite Master Mode and not TGM4, because TGM4 Master Mode is literally the game's death mode. A TGM with a death mode almost seems redundant. They should have kept the name Rounds for that game mode instead of naming it Master. It's sad to know that we won't get to play against each other in TGM3. Nice T-spin. Did I T-spin? Cool. Oh, that's right, the T-crawl or whatever. The more I play SRS and TGM, the more I start to realize that modern ARS, the ones in TGM 3 and 4, is better suited for 20G survival than SRS. 3 eyepieces in a row. Wow, yeah, there it goes. 8-bag system. SRS needs a serious rework before it can become the unrivaled king of Tetris rotation systems again. Some of these kicks are nonsensical. Yeah, they very much are. What's worse, socks and sandals or a Gunler? Now, what's worse, socks with sandals or Mandel's sandals with straps? I don't know if I could choose. If I was gun to my head, I'd say just pull the trigger. Here's something funny. Getting a lot of cools but failing to finish can give you a higher grade than getting a few cools and finishing. Yeah, whenever we have to do the math for TGM. Oh, there was a spin. That was crazy. Oh, wait, no, we can actually T-spin here. Hold on, let me get it. There we go. For a double line clear, too, I think. That's rare for me. Okay, that didn't help me at all. How close am I? Oh, I'm at level 14. Okay, so this shouldn't last too much longer. Okay. Uh-oh. Is that the camera glitching again? Nobody move. No sudden movements. Get over there. No? Not gonna do it? Okay. No! Oh, can I do that? No, I was gonna say, is it gonna let me crawl up there? Now it will. Get in there. Woo! I'm so good at Tetris. I'm a Grandmaster Infinite Spin. Is that a thing? Grandmaster of Infinite Spinning. Oh, actually, I should do that. There we go. I do remember in whatever game this music was in, like I said, I'm pretty sure it's Tetris. I think I got tired of it eventually. It's not a bad, like it's good, but yeah, there's I feel like a limit. If I could actually get to the point where I'm doing back-to-back Tetrises, this would have been over a lot quicker, but I'm having a hard enough time just keeping it clean. See what I mean? Okay, back in it. Let's go. Well, that didn't last very long. What are you doing? No? Well, I feel like if you got this for the WonderSwan color, you probably felt like you got your money's worth. I mean, in a way, it's the developer's not the same, so it's not really a one-to-one here, but, you know, it has some of the pedigree that Game Boy Tetris had in Gunpei Yokoi. So you could say that's the clickbait version of this is a follow-up to Game Boy Tetris. Well, where does that go? Oh, I know where it goes. Didn't put it there. Doesn't go there. No! Dang it, too slow. Just trying to get the piece out of holding. Get over there to there you go. Alright, we're set up for one Tetris, and I'm going to mess it up, so let's just do that instead. Hold that. Alright, now we just need to get rolling with the back-to-backs. This will be over in no time. Okay. Back to back. Should have put that over there. It's okay. Back to back. Back to back. That's not. I was looking at my whole piece and I thought it was my next piece out of nowhere. that ever happen? Is that a thing? Okay, not where I was going. No, I was gonna put that right there, actually. There we go. Here we go. No. Never say here we go. Because then you don't go. I don't know if we're gonna make any back-to-backs out of this, but we'll try. Uh-oh. Yeah. Nope. Am I still? Oh, I'm on level 15 now. Okay, so I have to also get past 15. No, I'm still trying to rotate that. Is that my camera glitching or the game glitching? I can't even tell now. Been staring at the screen too long. Okay, we're doing that. Okay, alright. See if we can do something with this. For something I did not mean make it so. Okay, yeah, well, alright. Guess we answered that question. What? Not making the best decisions. Almost like I prefer just having to dig myself out of a hole constantly. So combos are literally the worst thing I could be doing because I get no bonus line clears for them at all. And that feels like what I'm mostly doing. Okay, here we go. Nope. What are these? Boy, the absolute worst case scenario would be if I died, right? Get over there! Get over there! No, it's not gonna do it. I don't know where the spawn is, so I'm scared. Dang it! Not really great. Oh, if I do this, I'm just gonna die, right? Can I get this piece underneath? And will it kill me? Yep, it will. What?! $912. I have no idea how close I was in terms of lines. Try again? No, no thanks. I think I'm good. J and T spin. That's what it is. J spin. Ever heard of Tetris Semi-Pro 68K? I think so. Gunler, the Yoda of Tetris. Not referring to me, whatever that is, I think. It isn't an official game, but it is the first Tetris game to feature the 20G mechanic. RIP. Yep. I'm not actually familiar with that. What is that? Tetris Semi-Pro 68K. fan-made clone of the Sharp X68000 platform. Oh, okay. So I've played something similar to it. I've played the version of Tetris for the Sharp 68K, with its rules based on Sega's arcade version, commonly known as Shimizu Tetris, after the author's name, Jun Shimizu. Many of which influenced the design of later Tetris the Grandmaster series. This definitely sounds like one I should be looking at. I'm going to guess since it's a fan-made, it's not showing up on my list of official, yeah, so it's not on here. Yeah, you know, I'm always constantly thinking maybe I should dig into some of those random Tetrises earlier. The idea was I get through all the legit ones and then I start doing the crazy ones, but throwing the crazy ones in here and there has its allure. All right, I want to try. There I am, top of the thing. 38 minutes. That was only 38 minutes? Jeez. I want to try, I'm not going to do a full marathon here, but I want to try whatever this diagonal drop is. Preserve between pieces so long as the direction remains held when hard dropping. Oh, so I have to be pressing right. Yeah, maybe I have to use both, like it... No, because it doesn't let me use... There's no analog support on this one. I mean, I guess what it's saying is that you can spawn it with DOS on. Whereas, yeah, whereas before there's like there is a delay. So you can forego the delayed auto shift if you just hold down the direction. Sounds like a thing that the pros would be interested in. I don't know if I'm going to use that for anything. Okay. I probably should have started with this because this seems like the most interesting mode to me since they've messed with a single is 1 line clear, a double is 3, a triple is 5, a Tetris is 8, back-to-back is 12. So if this is a race to 40 lines, then it's all about back-to-back Tetrises. This is kind of the mode I play in Tetris 99 because it has dailies that are basically, it'll have one for versus CPU, one for marathon, and then 2 for actual. Okay, so that took me 1:07. I wonder if there's a world, there's got to be obviously a world record on this. This would be a fun time to have online leaderboards going. It gave 5 minutes to... Yeah, I think we can go sub 1 minute. Because yeah, this is what I do. No, I already messed it up. This is what I do when I play Marathon on Tetris 99, is I just sit there and see if I can... Because that also tops out at... Oh, what is it? Might be level 15 also. But basically the whole time I'm just trying to see how fast I can do the mode in. Boo. I don't think we're beating it for this one. How much? I just need one more line, right? 104. Is that exactly what I got last time? Gunler just found out jandals are a thing. Jean sandals? Oh, I bet they are. That wasn't better than the last one, right? Oh, okay. Going right into it. It's always the thing with timed modes too, is you have to like keep an eye on when you're almost done, and then instead of me sitting there and trying to get another whatever it is, just end the game. And right now, I think that's all I need, right? "53 seconds. Don't look up the record because it's going to be way lower than that. So yeah, this is just a back-to-back Tetris racer. That's all this one is. Gunler in the chat, God tier. Yeah, God tier. That's what I'm saying. See if I can beat that even. These are the type of modes you get stuck on. Just getting better and better. And if again I actually had this on a screen and I wasn't experiencing any lag at all, that'd probably be the way to go. And if I can keep an eye on when, I can keep an eye on when I'm down to just one line left and then just hit that line. Yep. There's probably a quicker way to do it if I'm not just like mainlining. $32, 20 to go. $8 to go. So yeah, I just need to, and then boom, 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 give me a 48. Shy, I may be good at Tetris, but even I don't have a sub 30-second time on 40 lines. Is that what the record? I'm sure it is. Somebody's got, yeah, in fact, let's guess what the top, because everybody speedruns anything. There's gotta be a leaderboard, speedrun leaderboard for WonderSwan Tetris 40 line. And I'm gonna say it's like in the 20 seconds or something. And I'm probably still wrong. WonderSwan Tetris 40 lines world record. The world record, this is, I hated how it gives me the AI at the top. You know what, I'm just gonna ignore the AI at the top and see what we can find in the real world here. Reddit. In Tetris, WonderSwan Color 2002, you can beat the 40-line sprint in 16 lines. Oh yeah, it's just calling out that you get bonuses if you're doing back-to-back Tetrises. So yeah, it's just telling you to do back-to-back Tetrises. And this example that it shows, he does it in 24. seconds. Yeah, so he's really good about, okay, so I bet we can shave a few seconds off. This is what this guy's good at, is see how I was like building up to just drop the line sequentially. He basically wants to clear a Tetris as soon as possible, because then once he gets the line to clear the final Tetris, so building up is not really the way to go here. We just want to mess it up as soon as possible. There we go. Probably should have saved that for when I need it. And I would be clearing the Tetris right now. Okay, there we go. Saved 2 lines in a row. Oh, we're okay. Nope. Alright, I'm losing. Lost the thread. Nope. Screwed myself up. What are we going? Sub 48? We can do sub 48 and we'll call it a day. I don't know what happened there. Is that gonna come back to bite me? Oh, maybe not. One more. Ah, that was almost it. If I had that right there, that would have been it. I already feel like I'm hesitating. That could have been it. Oh, that was it right there too. I had just one more in place. Would have been under 48 for sure. There's a little bit of a delay. I really need to... Should I do that? I could do that. No, I don't even know where my other HDMI cable is. That'll just make this all the more impressive. 40 lines, sub 48, with a slight delay in my monitor. Who would even attempt such a thing? Daredevils, that's who. Also, if I could rotate the other way, that would probably be helpful, right? Dang it. Not the right pieces. Wow, is it giving me the same starting pieces? I feel like it's always giving me S pieces. Barely made that one. That's probably bad. Yeah, and I messed myself up on that one. At least I know that getting good at 40 lines doesn't make me good at Tetris. That's true. Let's call it a day after getting sub 48. I think we can leave that for a better game to get sub 48 on. Shy, always the voice of reason. But I'm not a reasonable Tetris player now, am I? In fact, I'll tell you where I've really gone off the rails. So last week, I don't know if you caught last week's stream on demand or whatever, was Tetris for the Pokemon Mini, and I have gone back to it. Let's say, for whatever reason, I find myself compelled to catch them all. So that's how unreasonable of a Tetris player I am. Oh! I sat there with that line. I still got sub 48, but I sat there with that stupid line because I thought I had one more round to go. Shoot. I could have gone way below 48. I mean, seconds-wise, I guess you could say. What would be the Tetris to get? It actually is 40 lines a common mode? I feel like it was 20 lines in Pokemon Tetris. Yeah, okay, so yeah, maybe that's where I've gone wrong here. Try again. If you say so. Did I mention my wife's out of town? What can I say? I'm feeling a little emboldened. Keep an eye on when the game is done. Yeah, really, this is a weird one. Yep. Also, maybe I shouldn't be holding line pieces at all. Well, except for that one. Ah, shoot! 44. This would have been just RRR. It's an alright movie, right? It's a fantastic movie, actually. Okay, 2 more to go. 1, I don't have it. I just gotta put this piece there. Switch, there it is. 43, what did I get last time? 44? Yeah, that was it. Killing myself for 43 seconds. I'm having fun. Oh wait, there's a different mode. Okay, fine, hold on. Just so I can high score on all the modes. Here we go. We've got 3 minutes left on the stream. Count it. Okay. Oh well, didn't leave a great place for those, did I? Boy, what am I doing? There we go, we're back. So if this is score-based, then I guess this would be the mode to try and get all clears on. I ain't gonna knock myself out for a higher score than that. No, we will not try again. Oh, is it? I guess it measures lines and points, whatever. 158 lines in 3 minutes. Not gonna look up what the world record is for that one, so. That's Tetris for the WonderSwan color. Doesn't get any better than that. Shy did a 40-second, 40 lines run. Oh, so that's what game? Because I feel like that's one of the reasons that the 40 lines mode is, what is the word for that? It's not a universal, like you can tell me you got 40 seconds in a 40 line mode, but what if it was on the WonderSwan color? And I got 40 seconds on some other game that had a 40 lines mode. What else has had a 40 lines mode? I feel like I'm struggling here. Tell you what might have a 40 lines mode. Tetris Worlds for the Xbox, but get this story. So shared a little bit about this, how over a year now, in fact, before I started doing this series, so we're 65 episodes deep into this series. Shy in the chat. Not an official game, so it doesn't count, I guess. Oh, Cambridge. Tetris Cambridge. Lua-based falling block game dedicated to creating a robust, easily customizable platform for creating new custom game modes. Originally made by Joe Zhang, started with version October 8, 2020, well, fairly recent. Mila took over development of the game. Interesting. Man, that's what I'm talking about. Tetris, like, wonders will never cease. I will never, ever get through all the Tetrises. I will hardly ever learn about all the Tetrises. That is a game. That's how you can tell it's a game. So when I tried to emulate the original Xbox on my Mac, again, we're 65 episodes deep. I've done almost every week, but not every. So you could say that we're, a year and a half into this, easy, right? That's when it started. Live. Last page. First Tetris Tuesday was on June 25th, 2024. Yeah, so we're close to a year and a half. Felt like longer for a second. But at that time, one of the things I did, in fact, I think kind of in the lead up to be like, is this possible? Can I do this? I was like, well, I don't know how I got stuck. Oh, you know what it was? It was because I was doing the my Burnout mini doc. It's the other video series that I do. I don't do a ton of episodes on it because I don't play as many games as I used to, but it's called A Game in the Life. You can go find that. Is that my daughter calling because she doesn't have her blanket yet? Hello. I'm still working, so it's going to be a few, but I'll bring you your blanket momentarily. Oh, okay. I'll be there before 12. Okay, bye. Forgot she's leaving for a volleyball game, so twist. Also, I should give her the link to the YouTube channel so she can tell that I'm just where I am exactly. I've been missing texts that are like, where are you? When I went and tried to emulate that Xbox game, the Burnout games on the Mac, because I was like, oh, I can get a better... At the time, the emulator I was looking at was Zemu or Xemu, however you want to say that. And it was super promising, especially with the Burnout games, because you could crank up the, I guess, resolution. I feel like there's another name for it. And get like super sharp, like amazingly crisp original Xbox games. Since then, I've bought a scaler. I bought a RetroTink, which will do darn near the same thing. It's a fantastic, wonderful device. But also, just for fun, I was like, well, let's go see what the state of emulation is now. So I had deleted Xemu altogether because I was like, yeah, it'll be great someday. So I re-downloaded that all, set it up. Oh, in fact, I even had issues like getting the emulator to work consistently because you have to download, RIP, which I do have an original Xbox, so there's a chance I totally did this. RIP your BIOS because emulating games is not illegal, especially your games. emulating a BIOS, also not illegal. Downloading the BIOS that you don't own gets dicey. So that was even an issue before. So I went and checked it out the website. Like, everything said it was working well. Downloaded it, got the emulator up and working like almost immediately. Checked out their compatibility list, which is like, I guess, yeah, why don't I can bring, whatever, I'll just tell you. Is very high. Like the compatibility list up there is super high. You can check which ones do what. And Tetris Worlds for the Xbox got a perfectly rating. You know, there's playable takes up the majority, and it's like 90-something%. Some games still don't work. But then there's a small sliver at the top that's just like perfect. These emulate perfectly. So even though I have my original Xbox and I went to the trouble to spend the $8 on eBay, I think $8 shipped even, to get my copy of Tetris Worlds for the Xbox, which by all accounts, probably not as good as the PS2 version, because from what I can see at first glance, doesn't have any of the Roger Dean artwork. So at the very least, maybe doesn't have the character, might not be the best Tetris Worlds version out there, but I think I'm still going to end up emulating it because I can crank it up and it seems to be running incredibly smooth and wonderfully. So I don't know, maybe I get a bug, because, you know, I do love the physicality of some of this. That was part of the original idea, was like I get the original hardware where I can. You know, it's why I got a keyboard to run a lot of the PC ones when I was emulating those and stuff like that. So I don't know, maybe I really, because then I can use the actual Duke, the Xbox controller, which I've never entirely loved, but isn't it funny? So I don't know. Shy. Yes, officer, I do own my own Wangan Midnight Maximum Tune 6 arcade cabinet that I definitely bought in Japan and didn't illegally export to Turkey. Yeah, which is where things get silly. That's where capitalism has let us down, you could say. Yeah, where it's just been a boon everywhere else. But this idea that companies will hang on to IPs and games to not use them, because if they can't make a buck off them, what's the use, you know? So the pirates will save us. That'll be next week. In whichever form, it'll be Tetris Worlds for the Xbox, whether that's on an actual Xbox or not. So thanks for hanging out. Especially throughout some of that first marathon session, always longer than you think it'll be sometimes, especially for the WonderSwan color. Who would have thought? So I'm going to go take a blanket to my daughter, and then she's going to go somewhere far away and play volleyball. So we'll see you next week. Same Tetris time, same Tetris channel. Why is that that's the first time that's come to me, that sign off. It's darn near perfect. What have I been doing this whole time? Shy, have a good one. You too, Shy. Good to see you. And Gunler and Uplake in the chat for a second at the top too. Thanks, guys, for hanging out. And thanks, everybody. See you in the next one.